Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. I feel terrible. I'm dying of like a cold or something at the moment, but I am here because as you can see behind us, we have the new Fusion. Here he is. We're going to be breaking down his full kit in today's video. So let's dive in. Well, I guess before we look at the actual kit, let's see what Plarium had to say about it. Next Monday, the 22nd of September, there'll be a fusion event for a new champion, Granyt Doorkeep. He is going to be a legendary dwarf whose HP and spirit affinity. So, number one, this is going to be a fusion. Oh, scribbling over it. It's going to be a fusion. So, this means you're going to be collecting probably rares, 16 of them, fuse them into 4 epics, and then fuse the 4 epics into this one legendary champion. Costs a chunk of silver to do it along the way, like 1 or 2 million silver, I think, and you've got to level everything up. Also, there's a time limit, right? You must fuse him before the fusion ends. If the fusion ends, you can't fuse him. Don't miss out. So, yeah. But let's see. I mean, I'm excited for a dwarf. Let's see what they have to say about him. Granyt is an arena-first brawler designed to crack open buff-heavy defenses and tear through stone skin stall teams. His aggressive kit brings consistent buff removal, bolstering his allies with powerful offensive buffs and a heavy-hitting finisher to close fights fast. He also strips any crowd control debuffs except for sheep from himself at the start of his turn, giving him even more reliability against disruptive teams. Beyond the arena, Granyt also holds solid PvE potential. His multi-hit A1 makes him a strong pick against Fire Knight, while his A2 brings valuable debuffs and utility for Hydra. I mean, he sounds like a brilliant champion just from this especially like a mid-game player, I would say. A mid-game player who's going like, man, how do I get past these stone skin teams? It's a pain in the butt. Fire Knight's quite an annoying dungeon. Hydra is like a big place I want to progress, but it's horrible. Okay, we've got a champ that maybe is going to do really well in all of those things. Let's take a look. There he is. Again, I think visually, man, he's super cool. He looks freaking awesome. And I'm hyped to have a dwarf fusion. Definitely one of the, I guess, factions we've seen less fusions from. Kind of Newt really is like the dominant one. Let's move me over here. I am now his privates. Call me Private Nubkeks. Oh man, here break down his skills. Let's break down the skills. You're Bard, his A1. I'm Bard after that terrible joke. Dad jokes when you're sick are just bad. They're bad. They're bad. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 75 booking to 100% chance to remove one random buff from the target, and each hit also ignores 20% defense. I wonder if he's any counter attack. I don't think he's any counter attack or ally attack in his kit. That's an insane A1. That A1 is incredibly, incredibly good. Yeah, the triple hit, I see it. So triple hit for Fire Knight, really nice. Also good for Arena, just to get more hits in and bypass like some relics and Ultimate Death Knight, that sort of thing. There's a bunch of defensive things multi-hits are good against. Whatever the Ward of the Fallen, etc. Lots of things. I mean, this feels like this is so 2025 as well, I have to say. Every single hit has a 100% chance to remove a buff from the target. I mean, back in my day, you would have had like with a 3 hit and each hit having a chance to remove, you would have had like a 35% chance, right? 2025, every single hit has a 100% chance to remove a buff. That's extremely strong, actually. Yeah, like going up against Hydra, very reliable for removing the reflect damage stuff. Yeah, Chimera, if it buffs up, great. Definitely in Arena, yeah, I mean, if they buff up, really good at removing those buffs. He's definitely going to work well with ally attackers and stuff like that and counterattack. Interesting. And bearing in mind, he is HP based as well, which is interesting. For how hard will he hit? It's going to be a big question. Geode Haymaker, it's a 4-turn, but it books to a 3-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies. Before attacking, puts increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. 75 going to 100% chance of decreased defense and block buffs on all enemies for 2 turns. Okay, so here we have... do I have the game open? I do. I'm doing some Cursed City. Here we have Spirit Affinity Ugo. That is... yeah, it's basically Ugo, right? Decreased defense, block buffs. He additionally brings increased accuracy. Now, one downside, one thing to know, that makes him very useful for a lot of people, right? Because he's just so easy to fit into a Hydra team. He'd be very helpful. One thing, I think Archbishop Pinthroy was the previous sort of. I feel like this guy is perhaps legendary Ugo. Pinthroy was the previous sort of legendary Ugo, and in fact, he comes at increased accuracy as well. This guy, I mean, this guy's just better than Pinthroy for Hydra. So Pinthroy and Ugo have their A3s. We'll talk about that in a sec. Spirit Affinity, not as good for Hydra as Magic Affinity. It's just, I don't have the list of the rotations here right now, but if you look across the 6 Hydra rotations, the heads that you really want to land block buffs on, I think Spirit Affinity is only better than Magic Affinity in 1 rotation, maybe 2. Magic Affinity is better in like 4 to 5 of them. You just rather have Magic. So the Affinity is not great for a block buff champion for Hydra. Unfortunately, it's just whatever way they designed Hydra. Who knows? There you go. But it's still really good. I mean, it's a great move. I wonder, I get no ignore defense on this. It doesn't place decreased defense before attacking, and it is only a single hit. So he might not do crazy AoE damage, but he worked very well as a, in a double damage dealer team. He'd be monstrously good. It's pretty sick. It's a cool move. Demolisher Blow, 5 turn goes to a 4 turn cooldown. Attacks one enemy. Before attacking, removes all debuffs from this champion. Puts a 15% shatter buff, that's the big version, and a 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies. Whoa, okay. He gives your whole team shatter? That's actually really good on a 4 turn. Yeah. I mean, it's not the highest uptime. It's not super reliable, but it's good. Will ignore unkillable stone skin and block damage. Nice. If the target is not under unkillable stone skin or block damage, it does 100% more damage if they don't have those. And an extra turn if he kills an enemy. Whoa! Holy shit. All right, Granit's here. He means business. Let's just finish the kit and then let's put it all together into one. He's looking kind of insane. Stone-faced. At the start of this champion's turn, removes fear, true fear, provoke, stun, freeze, sleep, and petrification from this champion. That's so good. Like, just removing the true fear again for Hydra is glorious. Increases his damage against targets with no buffs by 20%. Then he has a 20% crit rate in all battles aura. Damn. Okay, I am very intrigued. So he is a hybrid damage dealer. Although, actually, he's more just a pure damage dealer because he gives himself increased accuracy. So, for example, we saw Michelangelo. You can skimp on accuracy with Michelangelo because he's ignoring 25% resistance, but you still need to build a decent chunk. Since this guy gives himself increased accuracy before he's doing anything, really, he might do his A1 out of turn, but it's not too important. You can probably get away with building him low accuracy. So you build him as just a pure damage dealer with a small bit of accuracy. You really don't need much at all. Maybe just a necklace and some Great Hall bonuses and maybe area bonuses. And it's probably enough to have enough accuracy to do what he needs to do. And then he's just a pure damage HP nuker that you build probably pretty fast as the arena meta and just the general game meta at the moment. So yeah, we put it together. 3-turn AoE, increase accuracy for your team. AoE decrease defense block buffs, really good. Triple hit A1 can strip off loads of buffs, actually really solid, and probably going to hit relatively hard with that ignore defense. Yeah, that's sick. So he self-cleanses, kind of nice, but shatter buff for your whole team is pretty good. That's an extra 15% ignore defense. It's like upgrading from, I don't know, not a Savage set, but the Instinct set to a Merciless set. It's a ton of ignore defense, very strong. And yeah, now one concern I have here for sure, how good is he? Because they're touting him as an arena champion who rips through stone skin. Now here's my issue. HP damage dealers often don't have very high damage. We've seen it with like Shredder, Fatalis Blademaster, lots of champs. And he doesn't have any ignore defense built into his A2, though he does, or his A3, although he does provide the shatter buff. So there's some hope, but he's probably going to rely a good bit on the shatter buff to hit very hard. But my bigger concern is, will he kill people under stone skin? So if I'm doing some quick maths here, because if targets have no buffs, he does 20% more damage. Now, you're going to be able to do that a lot with bosses and whatnot. But someone with Stone Skin in Arena, you're missing out on the 20%. So let's say you're doing 100% damage or 100 damage default with this against someone with Stone Skin. If they don't have Stone Skin, if they have no buffs at all, you'd be doing 20%, so 120, and then you'd be doing double, 100% more on top of that. So you'd be doing presumably 240. So enemy with Stone Skin, 100 damage. Enemy without Stone Skin, 240 damage. Right? That's a huge difference. Massive. That makes me worried that he won't actually kill people who have Stone Skin on, unless they are squishy. So my assumption, HP nuker, all the rest, I do wonder, will he actually, like, would he kill a Duchess Lilitu through Stone Skin? Or, I don't know, a Theodosia, Marishka? Probably not. Would he kill, I don't know, Sun Wukong through Stone Skin? Like, you wouldn't run someone's, you don't really see him in Stone Skin, but would he kill like a Fabian through Stone Skin? Maybe. Would he kill like a Georgette or something? Yeah, I'd say he probably would. So that's what I'm guessing with this. He's probably good at killing squishy characters through Stone Skin, but I don't think he's going to kill tanky characters. Same thing with Unkillable and block damage. He'd probably be very, very good at killing squishy characters, but not others. He's the wrong affinity for Siegfried, which is not great, but he could still maybe help. And yeah, he'd be good against things like Odin. Odin's tanky-ish, but not like crazy. Because he has to build so much speed and accuracy, and he needs crit rate and some crit damage. So Odin's typically not actually crazy tanky. Yeah, he's going to be very helpful for people to have a consistent anti-unkillable Stone Skin block damage, but we really need to see his damage. But I mean, like, he's probably going to clap. If they've got no buffs, he's going to clap them, right? 240% damage, if I'm right. He should really clap them hard. So yeah, looking at this guy, he seems great. Early game, super helpful. Like, increase accuracy, decrease defense, block buffs. On an early game account, that's just Giga Chad, plus the triple hit A1. So helpful. Mid game, it's going to be really helpful in Arena. And because he's a HP nuker himself, he should be pretty survivable. Late game and end game, I don't know about late game or end game. That's where he definitely will falter. You know, that's where his damage is going to matter a lot. He'll certainly be helpful, certainly, for Dwarf Faction Crips. I mean, look, the guy's great for Dwarf Faction Crips. Great debuffs. He's going to be tanky. He's immune to crowd control. He's going to be hitting really hard. He makes your whole team hit harder. It's going to be amazing for Cursed City, Dwarf Faction Crypt, anything like that. Yeah, but like, will he go into like an endgame Hydra team? No. Like, even my Ugos are benched, I think, at this point. I've kind of forgotten what I run for Hydra. Pretty sure Ugo has been benched in favor of other stuff. So I don't think he's going to be, like, if we look at some end game Hydra teams here, like, I mean, yeah, like, you've got like champions like Lamasu now. Yeah, I don't know if Firal's in there. It's tough to compete, fellas. Like, it's not so easy anymore. Fidey, etc. I'm not seeing him fitting into an endgame Hydra team. I think it's unlikely that he fits into an endgame Arena team either. So I think he will fall off endgame while still being very useful for you for Faction Wars Hard or any similar content. And yeah, on the whole, though, my opinion on, is this fusion worth doing? Initially, I will come back, of course, when I've tested his damage and tested him out in the test server. That might change. But from reading him on paper, he looks great. He looks really good. Definitely a fusion who's worth doing. I think he'd be super, super helpful for early and mid-game players. I think he's not going to be as helpful for later endgame, but if you're later endgame, it also becomes significantly easier to do a fusion. And in fact, almost, if you're endgame, it's almost negligibly easy to do a fusion. I don't know, maybe it's more if you're endgame spender. If you're endgame free to play, it still requires, I'd say, a good bit of planning and coordination, to be fair, but I think he's definitely worth doing, right? He's a really solid legendary with good utility. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe his damage sucks, though, so stay tuned. I mean, we don't know. He is ultimately a damage dealer as well. If his damage is absolutely terrible, which there is a big risk it could be, he won't be good. So, well, he won't be as good. He'd be just a utility bot, so then he'd be very much just sort of early mid-game only. Yeah, there we go. That's sort of my thoughts on Granyt Doorkeep. I think visually he looks cool. He looks like he's got a fun kit. I think he looks like a great fusion champ, actually. Very solid. Not like bonkers, bonkers good. He's certainly not the best fusion by any means of 2025. But I think it sort of fits with the theme of 2025, where they're pretty much just all really solid. He's definitely far from the worst either. He's just a very solid fusion, very good. He seems really really good. But we'll see his damage numbers when we actually get to play him. Let me know what you think of him. What are your first impressions? Are you going to be going for him? And are you excited for him? I think they're two different questions. For me, I'm going for him. I'm personally not that excited to have him on my account, but like, okay, he's nice to have. But I could definitely see. I don't know. I'm curious if you're endgame. Are you excited? I'd expect an earlier player to be excited. Let me know if you are. If you're not, let me know why not. I'm curious. I am. But yeah, that's him. Granyt Doorkeep. That's it. I'll see you next time. I'm going back to bed. Goodbye.